Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, here we go, Steeler fans. So, draft is coming up this week. I just wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on who Pittsburgh's going to hopefully get here in Pittsburgh. It's a big draft for us. We have all this draft capital, like 5 first-round picks in the first 100 picks. Like, that's really impressive. Really good haul by Omar Khan. I do want to see what he ends up doing. There is a possibility that we trade some of those picks back for future picks in the future. Because let's be honest, I think the 2027 draft is going to be much better than the current draft this year. There's always a possibility that we just stick where we're at. We could always trade up. I'd really like to get a couple players at the end of the first round, early second round if they're available. And no, I'm not talking about Ty Simpson. That's not enticing in the slightest. And Art Second just said, hey, if there's one position that we're probably not going to get, it's going to be quarterback. So, in the meantime, let's talk about actual logical players that could actually play a role and factor into who we're actually going to get. And to kick us off, obviously, we do need an upgrade with offensive line. We did bring in Hoffman as probably the starter to take away from Isaac Seumalo's role. I think he's left guard. I don't hate it. I just don't know why it took so long for him to actually sign with the team, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned in the slightest with that. Isaac Seumalo, who's off on the Cardinals, he can do whatever. He's a really great guy, really good leader, but he's out. Next man up. But in the meantime, we need someone who's more logistically going to play with us for the future. I don't like that we have Mason McCormick to the right of Zach Frazier. Zach Frazier, like, next, like, big center in the entire league. He's going to be a phenomenal player for the next 5-7 years from now on. Like, love the guy. But Mason McCormick, new up-and-coming guy, he blew everyone out of the water last year, so I want to continue to see what he does. But we need a guy to the left side, and to that, I think Guy Vega from Penn State. Is he going to be on the board? Probably not. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, we're going to see where that really goes off to. And I think Vega's a really good plug-in player. He's more than NFL ready. If there was any offensive lineman that I could personally say blew all my expectations out of the water during the college football season this year, I'd probably say it was probably him. He has the most complete tape, in my opinion. He's able to move bodies around, play a lot of bully ball. We'll see where that goes, but he's probably my most hopeful player that we could probably get that's realistic, in my opinion. We'll see if the Ravens snatch him up. Pretty sure that the Panthers might get him too. You never know. But we'll see. We'll really see where that goes into. In the meantime, I don't think that Pittsburgh's going to be interested in the slightest with tackle. I see a lot of people putting in, what's his name, Proctor into this. No, just no. I'm happy rolling with Broderick Jones for one more year. I know that he had a thing with Mike Tomlin of just developing and trying to get out there, but I'd want to roll with him for one more year. He might not be healthy. That's why we have Dylan Cook, really great player. He got really bullied against the Texans, but come on, guys, it's the Texans. Like, cut the guy some slack, you know. We got Falatanu all the way to the right. I'm not worried with that line in the slightest. I don't think we need another tackle. If we really need that, we can get depth in the later rounds. But in the meantime, I'm not completely concerned with that. And Proctor, he's a developmental guy. I don't want Broderick Jones on a prove it deal. Well, not prove it deal, but like last year for rookie deal, and then have a guy that you're developing behind him. You know, it doesn't really feel like a win now move when you just got Michael Pittman. and a bunch of other really great defensive guys. So we'll see where that goes into. I'm really optimistic though. In the meantime, quarterback. Yeah. Uh, Art Rooney, I said this before, we're not going to go with a quarterback. If anything, I'd like to see Drew Aller. I was never a big fan of him at Penn State, but he was injured, so I do give the kid some slack. Um, in general, I would like to see him on the team. If he competes with Will Howard during the training camp, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Mike McCarthy really likes Will Howard, and I think that would be a really good competition just to put them in competition. We all saw that training camp battle between Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield a couple years ago when there was like no expectations, and they're like, "Oh, which one of these guys is going to get the job?" Well, we could run that back with Will Howard, Drew Aller, maybe. There's a bunch of other quarterback prospects that could be it too. I just feel more comfortable with Drew Aller, you know. Beyond that, offensively, come on, you got to go with all those wide receiver options. I think that's the biggest thing that's mocked to a lot of Steeler fan mock drafts. Steelers, they for some reason they really like Denzel Boston, which kind of confuses me a little bit. Like big frame like DK Metcalf, but at the same time, I don't know. It could it could really. I honestly don't know. It's a weird choice that we would keep bringing him back, especially for a top 30 visit. And he got like a full facility tour too, so you gotta wonder what Pittsburgh sees in the guy. Maybe we're moving on from Metcalf in the future. Or we could. I don't see how that's even possible. Pittsburgh likes to stick to guys unless their name is Antonio Brown, Chase Claypool, and a bunch of other guys. So we'll see how that goes. It's also a thing of Casey Concepcion. I kind of like the guy. I think he's one of the most like complete guys that we could possibly get. As opposed to Carnell Tate, probably. I feel like if the season came around, I feel like he'd be the best option for wide receiver 3 on our team. I wouldn't feel mad about that in the slightest. I don't think that he would have to sit behind any of our guys for the most part. I'd say that he'd be pretty fine. So I have a lot of good opinions about Casey Concepcion, and that's just how I feel. Omar Cooper Jr. That's kind of my wish list guy. Mainly because like old Penn State fan, and like before I went to college, like I would always cheer for Penn State, and he absolutely broke our season with that one catch in the end zone to end that Indiana Penn State game this season. So if he joins Steelers, I'd love the guy. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think that he's a very physical and hard catching players. Like he can make a play when you really need that. And I mean, come on, we need that George Pickens element back again. I need a reason to want to watch one of our drives other than DK Metcalf push a guy over. It gets a little tiring every once in a while, you know? In general, Mekhi Lemon is probably my most mocked player that I've mocked for a while. So if we get Mekhi Lemon, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. He can make a lot of great plays after catching the ball. I think that there's a lot of promise to his game. Yeah, I'm very optimistic for that player specifically. If we can get him, if he's on that board, get him. If you need to trade up and get him, get him. And then Carnell Tate's not going to be on the board. We're not trading up all the way for Carnell Tate. If anything, we'd have to wait in the future for bunch of the other wide receivers that are coming in next draft. So we'll see how that goes. But Jordan Tyson, I don't know. People are avoiding him like the Black Plague, and I don't see why. He has to sit up for like another like couple months, like during training camp or even during the NFL season. Like I wouldn't be too upset. I mean, Pittsburgh already has Roman Wilson, got Ben Skoranek. I wouldn't be opposed to having another guy like sitting playing like fourth or sixth string or any of that. Like we have a team right now that's able to compete, and you have a guy that you can set up for the future. That's perfectly fine. Just get a young guy into the building, inject some youth, and let everyone else prove it for the most part. And I think Jordan Tyson would be a phenomenal addition to our team. He has a really good Steeler mentality, and uh, I know that he hasn't really. I don't think he really tested at all for the NFL Combine. I know that he held a single pro day by himself, um, and I'm also optimistic that the Makai Lemon draft drama of him trying to tank his draft stock or whatever happened there really translates well, and he's still available for Pittsburgh. But we'll see. We'll see. Um, in general, I think those are all great players that we could possibly get. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, I don't want to see another defensive lineman, especially getting drafted into Pittsburgh for our draft. I want to see some changes, you know? And like, there's a bunch of great defensive linemen that we could possibly get later into the draft. Like, this draft class is pretty deep with defensive linemen, so I wouldn't be opposed to just waiting until the second round and seeing what we can get there. Um, in general, I really would want to see us doing like a corner, maybe safety. The guy from Toledo, I'm not going to pronounce his name because I don't remember how. We could get him. I wouldn't be opposed. We could also get a bunch of corners. That'd be great. Realistic, maybe later rounds. I really like Colton Hood like a lot. He's one of the players that if we had to trade up like early into the second round, late first round, trade with the Seahawks maybe. Um, I believe that's the place that he tends to get a lot mock drafted to. So we'll see how that goes. But Colton Hood, he's a solid player. Really great speed, agility, length. I think that he really has that Steeler physicality, mentality, and he would really plug in great here. And even sitting behind Joey Porter, Jalen Ramsey, it's gonna be a fun show. We're definitely not gonna get any uh, linebackers, edge rushers. I don't think that's going to be even considered. Because I believe that we're sticking with Watt and Highsmith and Herbig for another year. We already got Sawyer as our rotational guy, as our fourth string. So we'll see how that goes. I think that we could use him for the future. But and it's also like we need contracts for Herbig and Porter and the bountiful other players that we have on the roster. So all that is really highly considered. And I think that's also a reason that Calvin Austin also left the team, just as a same money for the future. And we're really considering that now. Maybe for Asante Samuel too. We don't know. All that's really thrown into the air. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, drop a comment, see, just say who you think that Pittsburgh's going to draft in the first round. I look forward to seeing them, and in the meantime, go Pittsburgh, and hopefully we don't get a kicker in the first round, because in Boz we trust. Have a good one.